And here we are. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Seth, thank you so much for being here. My name is Anna Brooke. I am co-conspirator in all the possibly creative, magnificent ways with my fellow co-host Vindy, who you'll be hearing from in just a moment. This is Writing into the New Year. We are so thrilled that you are choosing to say yes to your creativity and your self-expression with us for the next hour. So thank you so much for joining us. A little bit about me before I pass it off to Vindy. As I said, my name is Anna Brooke. I am the author of Stripped Down, How Burlesque Led Me Home. I work in the healing arts in lots of different ways. Vindy and I met through our publisher. And so we've been playing with this wonderful creative lab, tank, whatever you want to call these wonderful gatherings. I think this is going on our third year, believe it or not. Math, I have 2 degrees in art history, none in math, so please don't ask me to do any math. But that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Vindy. Take it away.
Thanks, Anna. Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with us and carve out time for yourself through writing. And we have an action-packed class. Anna will review what we're going to do, and then I'll jump into the writing prompts. I met Anna, as she said, through our publisher. I'm the author of a book called YOLO, Essential Life Hacks for Happiness, and I'm in the coaching world. I do both life coaching and with a specialty in divorce coaching. And I also do some speaking as well. So that's enough about me. Let's talk about your writing, Anna.
Thank you, Vindy. So a couple of mini housekeeping tips before we get started. One, please have however you're going to be writing handy, whether it is old-fashioned pen and paper or a blank doc, go ahead and make sure you have that handy because we're going to be jumping right into some writing prompts. If you want, I'm a big fan of hydration and tea and coffee and snacks. Please make yourself as comfortable as you wish during our time together. Creativity flows when the body is relaxed. So the more you can take care of you during the next hour, the more rich the connection can possibly be with your writing. Also want to just signal what we're going to be looking at in class today. We're going to be doing lots of what are called free writes and little writing sprints. This is writing into the new year, so we really want to honor this creative expression we have. So some free writes, which we'll be sharing as we go along. Free writing is just simply writing and going, not thinking too much, just putting your pen to paper or fingers to keys and just letting it go where the muse takes you. We're also going to be having some more themed writing prompts. And please know, everything is optional. If there's something that doesn't look so interesting or doesn't really speak to you, choose something else. Or take sort of like a radical right or left-hand turn from whatever we offer you. This is your opportunity to write according to how you are feeling and what is alive for you. And we want to honor that and give lots of space for that. We're also going to be sharing about some upcoming classes towards the end, including our upcoming 9-week writing course called Writing Through Transition, which we are super excited about, which starts this coming Thursday, but we'll be sharing more about that in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to dive right in. So this first series of writing prompts, these are 5 2-minute free writes. So 5 sets of 2 minutes, little just writing bursts. This is to get your creativity flowing, just to get yourself used to writing whatever the first thing is that comes to mind. So without further ado, I'm going to be timing this on my end, and I will be giving you guys little halfway reminders, depending on how deep I am into the prompt. I'll do my best to give a 1 minute, somewhere between a 30-second and 1 minute warning. So with that being said, here we go. So prompt number 1 is how I feel about new beginnings. How do you feel about new beginnings? 2 minutes. All right, 1 minute remaining. Okay. So that was 2 minutes. We're going to move to the second 2 minute prompt. Oops. It would help if I click on the presentation. What do I get to access, achieve, or experience by writing this year? What do I get to access, achieve, or experience by writing this year? 2 minutes. I have about 1 minute left. Okay. So just finishing up what you're writing, we're going to move to the next prompt. Number 3, something I would like to write about this year. What is something you would like to write about this year? 2 minutes. Now I've got 1 minute left. Okay. That was 2 minutes. So next free write topic. 5 or more things I physically feel right now. Shifting focus slightly, naming 5 or more things that you physically feel right now. 2 minutes. I have about 50 seconds left. 50. One nice big breath. We're taking one more free write. This is the last of the 2-minute sprints. 5 or more things I emotionally feel right now. So last 2-minute free write. 5 or more things I emotionally feel right now. 2 minutes on the clock. Now we've got 1 minute left. So just wrapping up what you are working on, sticking a pin in it if there's anything juicy in there that you want to write about later. And we're just going to take a moment here to breathe, stretch. Vindy and I are big fans of taking little physical pauses in between writing, rolling the shoulders, moving your fingers around, maybe stretching your neck, taking a sip of water or tea. Just taking a moment to come back into you. So, oh, Vindy, I just realized you were supposed to lead that. I'm sorry. Do you want to take the next one, or should or
That's
do you want me
fine.
to keep going?
No, I can do the next piece.
Okay, cool.
Wonderful. Okay, so we are now going to move on to a longer prompt. And so look back to the answers you wrote for prompt number 3, which was something that you'd like to write about, or some things that you'd like to write about. So what we would like is for you to choose one of the items and then write about it for the next 5 minutes. And it can be anything. Like, I mean, it can be an abstract. So that's like an sort of overall picture or look at what your piece is going to be about. It could be an introductory paragraph. It could be any part of the piece of the writing that comes to your mind or that you want to get started on. There's no wrong way of doing this exercise. It's really to just focus on taking one thing and being intentional and writing about it for the next 5 minutes. So, Anna, do you want to put 5 minutes on the clock? All right, 5 minutes.
We have just over a minute left.
That is time. Okay, maybe give your hands a quick little stretch. We're going to just jump into another prompt that Anna is going to explain and put up on screen. Anna?
Yes, I was rolling my shoulders. That was a juicy little writing prompt. Okay, so next one. This is going to be another 5-minute writing prompt. So I'm going to be putting 5 minutes up on the clock. And this is going to be playing with fiction. So playing with reality that we get to invent in our creative minds. So a few notes. 1, write about anything you want. No wrong thing here. 2, it can be a dialogue. It can be a character meeting another character for the first time. It can be the introduction, the opening to action, or the conclusion of action. We really want to encourage you to let yourself play with this. Take it wide. And we even want to creatively dare you to even play with writing in ways you've never tried before. Just let yourself play these sort of creative moments of expansion. They might feel messy, they might feel strange, but do it anyway. You never know what lies on the other side of your comfort zone. And then, last but not least, we're going to do 5 minutes. So just one little final note. You can, if there's something you're wanting to write about this year that is fictional, keep on playing with it if you want to build on the last prompt. Or turn a literal new page and play with something new. So again, we're just playing with fiction for right now. 5 minutes on the clock. I'll give you around a 1-minute warning as we approach the end. Here we go. I have about 1 minute left. Okay, so let's take a moment here to either wrap up what you're finishing or just jotting down a couple of notes that you may want to pick up later. Make sure you take a nice big breath, even a little stretch if you want. And we are going to move right along, and Vindy's going to take us into our next 5-minute prompt.
Thank you, Anna. I find that every year when we do the fiction prompt, I always struggle with it a bit. And then the next one is, okay, for my nonfiction friends, we have something for you too, including for me. I tend to do better with this category, but I like the challenge of playing with fiction. So now we're going to move to nonfiction. So it would be great if you could pick, doesn't have to be something that you wrote about earlier, but this prompt is really about writing things that have happened, that you've experienced, that you've seen, that you've been a part of somehow. So whether you want to continue just writing from the first prompt or dive into something entirely new, it's up to you. But we've included the main elements here. And this is a wonderful opportunity to play. And we always encourage all of our participants to take this time to play. So even if it doesn't necessarily fit the logical parameters that you've designed for yourself for a particular piece, feel free to deviate from that and just experiment here. So Anna's going to put 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, just under 1 minute left. Okay,
Hey. Good, good, good. Okay, so this is a nice moment for a check-in, a stretch again, check in with yourself. How are you feeling after all that writing and thinking and expressing?
yeah, you're
What do
welcome to
you
pop
just,
stuff into the chat too. Pardon me, Bendy, for jumping
yeah,
in.
absolutely.
But let this be a moment of just opening up and even sharing a little bit, as we like to say in our classes, is when you share, you shift. And so if you want to pop anything to the chat, you are absolutely welcome to. And for those watching the recording, go ahead and take a moment, just check in with yourself. I have a feeling some folks are still writing, which is totally cool.
Mm-hmm. One thing we find useful, Anna and I, is sometimes when you're doing these free writes and when you review your notes, to highlight and circle words that pop out to you and themes that you might want to elaborate on. This is a very These are very generative exercises, but they may just be the tip of the iceberg. So we really encourage you to revisit them and maybe expand upon them. Parv, thank you for sharing. Ah, fear. Oh, that good old friend, fear. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Parv. Yeah, and if anybody else wants to pop into the chat, you are more than welcome to. But I think we're gonna keep this creative train moving. And again, take a nice breath here. You know, check in with yourself if you need a sip of water. Creation deserves nourishment. Ooh, surprised by writing a movie scene. Yes,
Mhm.
love that. How cool is that? Yeah, isn't it extraordinary what sort of tumbles out of us when we give ourselves the space and time just to write in a creative way? Pretty cool. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move into the last prompt. And this is also going to be our longest prompt. This is going to be a 10-minute writing prompt. So as before, I will be keeping time here on my little Zoom screen. So if you need a little reminder, you can look up. And in this case, I'm going to be giving you guys a heads up around 2 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead and change the slide. Boom, 10-minute writing prompt. So the loose theme of this is writing into the future. And it goes without saying, write about anything you want. You're welcome to build on anything that you have been tapping into so far, or turn over a literal or metaphorical new page, write something about something new. So some folks really enjoy having a little bit of structure with this. So we have offered some suggestions here. These are just off the top of you know, our the possibility in our minds as we were writing this course. But again, write about whatever you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this if you are interested in some suggestions. So possibility number 1, a kid walks up to you and tells you they want to write a book one day. How does the conversation unfold? What happens? Suggestion number 2, You receive an invitation to lunch at a beautiful restaurant from an anonymous person. What happens? And suggestion number 3, I should say, Hollywood has come knocking. Write a screenplay for a film that is destined to win multiple awards. What is the story you tell? So these are 3 suggestions. You can also write about whatever you like. Again, this is a 10-minute prompt. So, oh, thanks so much, Joe. No problem, you have to leave early. This is being recorded. We will be sharing it. So you can always jump on in later and join the party then. I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. And let's write. I have about 2 minutes left. Okay, so we'll take another 30 seconds or so just to finish up whatever you're writing. Take your time. Taking one more final stretch break. Vindy and I were talking before we started class about how we love to choose a word for the new year. What if the word gets to be stretch this year? Just gonna think out loud, wonder aloud.
I like that.
All right. So as we roll into wrapping this up, we have just about 6 minutes left. First and foremost, we want to thank you for showing up today. Thank you for saying yes to your creativity, yes to writing into the new year, literally as the new year is just a matter of hours old, depending on where you're joining us from. And we want to wrap it up really with an invitation. We have our signature 9-week class coming up. We love holding this space for everyone's creative journey and creative process. Our cornerstone class, Writing Through Transition, begins this coming Thursday, January 4th. I'm going to pop something into the chat. This is the first time we are teaching it for 9 weeks. This has historically been a 6-week class, but we realize we really have a unique opportunity to help you meet your goals. So whether or not you are writing a blog, you want to write the first draft of a book, you want to write the first chapter of your first book, whatever it is, even a memoir for your own personal record, bring whatever it is that you want to work on and let's make it happen together. Oh, thank you so much, Bob and Jobina. Such a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And as thanks for joining us today, if you use the code RIGHT NOW, capital R, capital N, you will save $40 on it. And if you are experiencing any financial challenges or $40 isn't enough for you off to help you join, please contact us. We really want to include everybody who wants to be a part of this magnificent journey because it is going to be pretty magnificent, I gotta say.
Mhm.
Vindy, anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, I just want to say thank you to everyone for taking the time and space for themselves and for joining us with these prompts. So I find this a very energizing and motivating class, and Anna and I love teaching it every year, and we hope that you will be able to join us for a workshop as well as some of our upcoming classes. So we do encourage you to go to our website to see some of the classes that we're offering and what our students have said about us in the past.
Yes, we included a little quote there from one of our past students. We love teaching this class, and we love just holding space for everybody in their creativity. It's so important for each of us to have the support we need to tell our stories. Everybody's story is important, and now more than ever, we have a really unique opportunity to write about our lived experiences in our words right here, right now. Everything is changing so quickly, and it's sometimes we really take for granted the power of our stories, the power of our histories. And both Vindy and I believe very strongly in holding space for everyone to maybe, well, this is actually a phrase that I used to use with my dear friend Bob, who's on the call, working out those shaky baby deer legs, strengthening those new legs to take little steps forward, maybe even in brand new ways. So we look forward to writing with you. Again, you can always visit our website at writingthroughtransition.com. That has all of our classes. It will be updated fully by the end of today with the classes for the first part of 2024. That's the first time I said
Yay.
that out loud. So thank
Mhm.
you all so much for
Thank you
coming,
again.
and we look forward to writing
Happy
with
New
you
Year.
soon. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye bye.